This is the Don't Hide the Scars podcast, presented by Pain, Parents and Addicts in Need. Welcome to Pain's Don't Hide the Scars podcast. I'm Jason Lachance, joined by the founder of Parents and Addicts in Need, Mr. Flindt Andersen. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Jason. Doing well. Thank you.
Good. Glad to hear it. I am well also, and I want to touch on this story here that came out at on sfgate, sanfranciscogate.com. It states, this Bay Area teen was set to go to college. Then he discovered, quote unquote, gas station heroin, synthetic ketamine. It's exploding in California, leading to overdoses and continuing to be a part of this opioid crisis that you've been fighting for damn near 2 decades now. A lot of people don't even realize that synthetic ketamine is more than 10 times stronger than morphine, yet sold across the country. And sometimes minors are definitely getting a hold of it. So this is a big warning going on. And this story was about a young man, 18 years old, Jeremy Rivers, who dealt with social anxiety and quickly, upon getting 7-OH, which is the ketamine pill, he said, quote, "My anxiety and all my problems went away and I just felt good. And then all of a sudden, $5,000 later, I'm hooked." And it did not take him long. 3 months. 3 months it took him from the first time he bought it. He spent $5,000 in 3 months and was a full-blown addict of it, deep in the stage of addiction. So this is scary. This is scary that this is going on. Some studies say it's 14 to 22 times stronger than morphine, and readily available.
Well, what do you know? What do you know? How long have we been talking about ketamine?
Yeah.
Forever. You said something in there that really hit home. The fact that kids can get this and they can buy it at all. Do parents think that all these liquor store, head shops, whatever you want to call them, do you think that all the people that work there are upstanding citizens and aren't going to sell them to their kids? No, I'm sorry, they're not. If you think your child cannot get this stuff, wake up, because they can get it. They are getting it. They're hooked on it. I can't tell you how many. I literally can't tell you how many ketamine patients we have.
Yeah, because
it's quote a legitimate drug in the marketplace until the FDA comes in and says, "Oh, you have to remove all that from the shelves because of this ingredient." Then the company turns around, puts a different ingredient in the bag, and now it's legal to sell again.
Mm-hmm.
So not only is the store, the owners, the purchasing agents, the people that are selling it are criminally negligent here, so is our government.
Mm-hmm.
They're criminally negligent for allowing this to continue when somebody ought to come in and take it all off the damn shelves now.
Yeah.
Do people understand ketamine is an animal tranquilizer? I seriously, this type of thing really gets me angry, because the one thing that bothers me, and I hope everybody's listening to this one, call me an idiot, I don't care what you say, but nothing bothers me worse than stupidity. Oh yeah, let's add ignorance into that comment. Because do you have to be that stupid and that ignorant to not understand that this is a drug that is used for an animal that does not belong in the human body? It's not a replacement for heroin. It's not a replacement for any opioid. It is a dangerous narcotic that none of us in treatment really have a detox protocol for.
Right.
What are these people thinking? Even people that I have had, that the parent has thought, oh, okay, well, it can't be that bad. Seriously? There's the stupid and the ignorant piece coming into play again. that just drives me up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Because why are you playing Russian roulette with this drug? We already have fentanyl out there. We have carfentanil out there. We've got every drug known to mankind. We've got the cartel stepping up. They're ratcheting up their businesses. They're already making billions, and that's with a B, every year. They're ratcheting up their businesses to bring in more to us.
Yeah.
But now we have to buy it off the shelves as a legal item. Whoops, here comes stupidity and ignorance again.
Yeah.
I mean, it boggles the human mind.
Yeah.
From an intelligence standpoint, how somebody can allow or not know that your child is used. The minute you use a ketamine, a fentanyl, a carfentanil, a very potent opioid, you are going to see the change in your loved one.
Mm-hmm.
It's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back, and I know I'm on a rant here, but I'm going to go back to a few years when I had that person and his family come in to my office because the parent thought that he was smoking too much marijuana. And it's 105 in Fresno. And these three people walk in, and the loved one had on a hoodie with the hood over his head and long sleeves. And he weighed 125 pounds, and he was almost 6 feet tall. And I looked at this kid and I said, when's the last time you shot up? And he said, yesterday. And I looked at these parents, and I said, how do you not see this?
Yeah.
He looks like a walking ad for Heroin magazine. And he could have been on the cover. So, again, it's the stupidity piece. It's the ignorant piece. How do people not see this? How are you not involved in your kids to the point where you can't tell the difference of what they look like, what they're eating or what they're not eating? Is their clothes changing? Is their skin color changing? Are they losing weight? Are they gaining weight? Are you so engulfed in your own life and have to go to your wine clubs and all this other nonsense that you go to instead of paying more attention to your child?
Yeah.
That is a parent's main task.
Yeah.
Now, once they're 18, that's another ball game. You're still going to be a parent, but that's your main task. And in these days, this isn't 1950 anymore. This isn't the early 60s where our parents said, go out and play, come home when it gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, all that happened was the old man stood on your doorstep and whistled, and you knew the whistle. Get your ass home. But it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Hasn't been for a number of years.
Yeah.
Sorry for the rant, but that's what's bothering me more than anything else. And also what's bothering me is the lack of people that just think that this is going to go away without any help whatsoever.
Never has, never will.
Ever.
New Perceptions North, the premier drug and alcohol treatment and recovery center in Central California. A full continuum of medically supervised top quality care with programs for detox and patient residential treatment with dual diagnosis, intensive outpatient treatment, sober living support groups, and more. New Perceptions North provides adult men and women with the highest caliber of professional health care, treating each client with compassion and respect in a safe, comfortable environment to begin the process of recovery to proudly create and sustain a life without addiction. Call 559-978-1507 or visit newperceptionsnorth.com.
Well, I want to quote Matthew Lowe, the executive director of the Global Kratom Coalition. He's quoted as saying, it's just a matter of time until people start dying and in excess. He shared some facts around 7-0H, that synthetic kratom. He said that Americans are spending an estimated, ready for this, 9 billion every year on 7-OH. That means Americans are spending more money on 7-OH than hard seltzer. And this sign of the young man that shared his story here is a sign of how quickly this can and does progress. There's just a numerous amount of deaths in our area, from the Central Valley to the Bay Area, around this, and it is something that people are getting, publicly. There's been a big outcry. Florida banned it in August, and now the California Department of Health is trying to crack down, and they're taking a look at it, but they're having to deal with those loopholes that you are talking about. Exactly. They changed the one little thing there. They, state, well, it's something totally different. And, that's not the case. There's in this story, which I'll put the link in the podcast description, a lady named Mary Rivers who talks about her son, who is 16 years old. 16 years old. Gone. That's it. Didn't take him much time with this.
But let me interrupt you there for a second. So let's talk about old dear Mary here for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. What did she say during all of this? And again, what I mean by that, here her son was 16 years of age. Any blame on her part?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. There's nothing in the article around it more than speaking, the process of it.
Let's take a guess. Let's just play this for a second. I can imagine in the article, we've got to stop this. This is killing our children. Our children shouldn't have to worry about this. I could almost guarantee those are 3 lines that she put in that piece. Now it's the persons that sold at fault, which it is.
Yeah. No, she takes onus. She said, as a parent, she felt incredibly helpless because the efforts to keep it was multiple kids away from it. She goes on to say, it's shocking that it's so readily available. It just sits on a store shelf less than a mile from our house, and anybody at any age can go and buy it. So she speaks to that nature of that challenge of, they go buy it and there you go. Then they're off using it and actively being a participant in as far as her as a parent in trying to prevent this. But yeah, I know it's crazy.
Time out. What did she do early on with her child?
It's not that kind of article, Flindt.
Right. That's my point. We're not going to know because she doesn't out. What about the first time she found out her son had taken Kratom?
Yeah.
It's probably not in that article. What did she do? Mm-mm. Again, I can't second guess on what she did or didn't do. I can only assume that it was like, son, please don't do that again. Instead of going, hey, Junior, now I'm going to kick your ass.
Mm.
Okay, because sometimes that's what it takes. I'm sorry. That's what it takes. It takes somebody's ass to be kicked, especially when they're young. These 16-year-olds are not 40 years old. They're 16, and they're 16 for a reason.
Yeah.
What do we talk about the brain here? We talk about the brain not even fully mature to the age of 26. That's without drugs and alcohol. But why are people thinking a 16, 17, and 18-year-old, they're mature men now?
Right.
Sorry. Again, has nothing to do with you. Okay. It has absolutely nothing. Has everything to do with those 2 words I said. This one, that sounds more like ignorance and stupidity.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, I've heard every excuse under the sun for the last 16 years. Every excuse under the sun. Yes. Are there times when that child is just going to be one of those guys like me that just said, you know what? Hey, mom said the oven's hot. Don't touch it. I'm going to go touch it. I'm going to jump off that roof into the deep end of the pool. I'm going to take my bike and I'm going to fly off that mountain and see if I can hit the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy that's going to try every drug that's out there to see what I like. Yeah, there's guys like that, like us out there,
Oh yeah.
right? But
Oh yeah.
but my parents didn't say, "Whoa, knock that shit off, dude."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go. My parents were teachers. Love my parents. Okay, but it's like they were left wing teachers. I'll just say that. Right? I'm the black sheep of the family. But it's like, whoa, wait a second here, folks. Wait a second here. We're
Yeah.
see, even back then, we our parents didn't deal with death short of a car accident,
Sure.
you know, or some accident that just was just incredibly idiotic and it happened.
Yeah.
But today it's a different ballgame. I think if I could get anything across to anybody else anymore, it would be today is a different time. Everything out there is scary. Not saying you have to, yeah, there's certain things you have to back away from. There's also things you got to meet head on and go, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to take the age of the rite of passage around experimentation is said and done. It's over.
It's
It
over.
needs to be eliminated from the zeitgeist of our country.
Yeah.
It's just not an option. And I want to close on some facts around 7-OH. Still, all those same risks that happen with opioids. They activate the opioid receptors in the brain, can cause that fatal overdose. They slow the breathing just the same. That can starve the oxygen from the brain. There are people that have experienced that significant respiratory depression. And even though that their body still is pumping through, that brain is not functioning anymore. So understand that it works in the same way how it suppresses the central nervous system, just like a benzodiazepine and alcohol do and other opioids. So it's a big deal. So if you're seeing some of these packages around this stuff with it, the things like perks and they're branding it all kinds of stuff. We touched on this in a previous episode, how they're branding so much around illicit drugs and things like that. Understand that this factually is. Factually is. So,
Yes.
just be aware that if you are seeing anything that has 7-OH in it, that individual is using a narcotic, and the risk of death is possible and at some point definitely probable. So please be aware, educate yourself. Don't sit in the place of, by definition, when I say this, ignorance. Be informed. Be informed. So, Mr. Anderson, anything else you want to close us on?
No, I think we hit it pretty good on that one, to be honest with you. It's like I said, I just hope everybody stays safe. Nobody wants to go down this road.
Yeah.
Trust me on that statement. Nobody.
Yep.
For those that have gone down it, man, do they wish they could turn the clock back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, the best way to prevent from ever going down the path of addiction is, yeah, I'm just not going to do that. And I know it sounds maybe ridiculous to some. No, you're incredibly powerful to make that choice.
Right. Right.
Because it is a choice. It always starts with a choice. Always. Well, thank you, Mr. Anderson. I appreciate you, and we thank you for listening. Please hit that follow button if you're on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And if you have yet to check out our YouTube channel and you're not watching it there, then head on over to youtube.com/@painnonprofit. Hit that subscribe button, leave a thumb up on the video, comment in the comments section. Please share Don't Hide the Scars with someone else you know will get value out of it.